State's pain is our gain because big parcels of forest are being set aside as sanctuary for the spotted owl. American loggers will be allowed to cut a quarter fewer trees. That'll make Washington State an unreliable wood supplier, and BC and
Good afternoon, Brian Fetter, Kevin Pilling along with you for the quarterfinal Tier 1 provincial football game at Leisure Center Field between the Comp Warriors and the St. Albert Storm. St. Albert Storm with a record of 8-0 this season. They are number 4 ranked team in the province going in. The Comp Warriors record of 5-2 through the year. Kevin, Comp Warriors have their work cut out for them this afternoon.
Yeah, they're definitely not used to playing the role of the underdog, Brian, but today with this weather, we think maybe this might go Grand Prairie's way.
Hey, Grand Prairie dressed in white. They will be going from south to north and be receiving the opening kickoff. St. Albert Storm will start on defense. Cold conditions, to say the least, this Saturday afternoon. And we're getting ready to kick off. There goes the kickoff by number 9, Jamie Story. The Warriors return it. That is number 33 on the run back. Paul Bond. Warriors will be scrimmaging from about the 35.
Brian, the city of Grand Prairie was nice enough to sweep off the field a bit here. I think we'll be seeing a lot of running today. I don't think neither of the quarterbacks wants to put the ball up in this kind of weather. Their receivers' hands will be too cold to grip the ball.
In the backfield for the Warriors to start off, Shane Fraser. And number 27 with the ball now, that is Mike DeBolt. A good run. He is going all the way. Mike DeBolt tackled by number 58 from behind. That is Jason Taves. All the way down to the 27. What a run to soft first play off a scrimmage.
Yeah, it's just exactly what the Comp needed. A big break up the middle. He rambled for 30, 40, 45 yards. One man to beat, and he just didn't have the leg power to take him to the end zone.
Still a confidence boost early on for the Warriors. They got to run right at the defense and break it for a big one early on. Quarterback Jeff Stonehawker started every game this season for the Warriors. He's calling the signals right now. There's a handoff to Fraser. Gain of a couple for Fraser. It'll be 2nd and 8. Saturday afternoon, Leisure Center Field, Comp Warriors, St. Albert Storm. Storm being the key word here. Stonehawker calling the signals. DeBolt and Fraser in the backfield. There's a pitch. Looks like 3rd and short. For the Warriors at this point. The big play right off a scrimmage, about a 40-yard ramble from Mike DeBolt. Saving tackle by Jason Taves, linebacker. Offsetting penalties will have 2nd down replayed. Second down for the Warriors. Stonehawker. Pitch to DeBolt. Should have the first down. And does. First down again for the Warriors. They are moving the ball this opening drive against the St. Albert Storm. Running game has been working well for the Warriors so far. He's going to put it up. Stonehawker outside to Delancey, out of bounds. And he takes a tumble into the snowbank. Number 54 knocks him out of bounds. That was Brent Layton, defensive back. His pass was incomplete, however. Even if he would have caught it, I believe he'd have been out of bounds. So it'll be 2nd and 10. The pitch to Fraser. Tries to get outside. Great tackle by number 45. That's the linebacker, Sean DeBrugen. That'll force 3rd down. Not a bad set of opening plays for the Warriors to kick this game off.
No, got the Storm hemmed deep in their end zone. I think today field position will be a big factor in the game. If the Warriors can back the Storm up and keep the ball on their side of the 50-yard line, I think it's all for the better for Grand Prairie.
Field goal of about 21 yards. Snap is low. And the Storm will take over at the 33. Big break for the Storm because the Warriors did move the ball. They threatened. However, couldn't punch it in, and a blown snap erases any chance of any points whatsoever for the Warriors.
Yeah, a bit of a break for the Storm. The Warriors had trouble snapping the ball all year long back to their kickers. That one just didn't even get off the ground, came back as Scribbler. Fulcher had no chance on it. The Warriors will take over on their 33-yard line.
First down play for Corey Albrecht all the way to the 48-yard line. And the Storm with a big run on first down. Trevor Lovig, the quarterback for the St. Albert Storm, also the captain. Grade 12 student, the veteran, puts it up early. Pass almost picked off. Welcome Paul Thomas to the broadcast. Better late than never in the chilly weather.
What are we doing out here?
Little trouble getting out of the warm bed. Is that what the problem was?
I like the, get off the topic, I like the Comp Warrior uniforms. Where the heck did those come from?
Yeah, those are nice, eh? St. Albert Storm, a fitting word.
Yeah,
Any
nice.
names?
Today, at least it's not too windy. I think it may have been worse at St. Joe's Comp game, but
Lovig puts it up again. It's deep. Pass is picked off by Lonnie Goodwin. He returns it to the 48. Big play defensively for the Warriors.
Punt returner extraordinaire, Lonnie Goodwin back on defense, and that ball just floated on the quarterback Loberg, and a good break for the Comp, and we'll see what their offense can do against this Storm defense.
Moved the ball very successfully on their first possession, all the way down to the 10-yard line. A blown snap. They missed a field goal. But they had a couple of big runs. The first play from scrimmage, Sean DeBolt around about 45 yards, and finally chased down by Jason Taves, saved the touchdown. But the Warriors could not put any points on the board. There's a fake snap and a handoff up the middle to Fraser. Good gain up the middle. That'll be close to a first down.
Warriors doing a good job. It looks like these two teams are actually pretty evenly matched. Heard a lot of good things about the St. Albert Storm, judging from the Edmonton papers and things like that, but it looks like the Comp Warriors are going to be right in this ballgame.
Warriors have had a 3-week layoff. They worked a lot on their running game. They needed to. And, you know, if they're going to go anywhere in these provincial playdowns, they're going to have a balanced attack. And with the weather as it is today, and I'm sure it's going to be like this for most of the rest of the month, they're going to have to get that running game in gear as it is there. Gain of about 5. Once again, that was Shane Fraser, the running back.
Fraser looking good on that play. The line firing out well on the St. Albert line. And Fraser picking up a nice gain on first down, and we'll see what they can do on second down. A little bit of a long down here, about 7 yards to go, so it'll be a good chance for the comp offensive coach to try and come up with a good play here.
Think they'll put it in the air?
No, I don't think so. Not in this weather.
Stonehawker calling the signals. He is putting it up. He's going deep, as a matter of fact. Pass incomplete. 2 defenders. It'll be third down. The Warriors will be punting.
Bit of a surprise there. Stonehawker not afraid to put up the ball. The comp receiver down on the play. We're still waiting to find out who that is for the comp, but Stonehawker, a good pass, strong spiral, but past some contact downfield. Officials waving it off. The players going for the ball, but comp are going to need a good kick here and trying to regain some of that field position.
Storm put the ball up in the air on 2 of the 3 plays they ran that first possession.
Right to left.
17 is Glenn Delancey. Remember that because he's not on the score sheet.
He's listed as 28, and getting a little used to these new uniforms. Seeing Stonehawker wearing number 16 is going to take a little time to get used to. These orange numbers on white makes it hard to pick up the numbers. And but you know what the heck, new uniforms, new luck. Let's see what's going to happen for the comp.
Not a good punt for the comp on third down. Storm will take over from their own 51. Way early in the first quarter, no score. St. Albert Storm, Grand Prairie Composite Warriors, quarterfinal action, Tier 1, provincial football from Leisure Center Field. Trevor Lovig. A handoff to number 22, Corey Albrecht.
Good tackle there by number 8, Nathan Klassen, I believe, for the Warriors. And looks like they're doing a good job defensively as well, trying to shut down the St. Albert team. About a 2nd and 6 here. Comp have to shut them down here.
Second down, Lovig. Draw played Albrecht again. Short of first down. We have flags on the play, however.
Could be holding or an offside. Usually that's what happens in a call like this. But as far as that play goes, just a simple draw straight up the middle as far as the St. Albert team goes, trying to pick up the first down along the ground, try and eat up some of this clock.
I think we're going to have to sit by the fireplace and thaw our glasses out because they're stuck to my eyebrows already here. But hey, great football weather, the way the game should be played.
Jumping G. Ossimas, you gotta love it.
Jerry Keeling would be proud.
Reminds me a little of NFL game a few years back. Was it New England and the Jets? And they brought out the snowplow and removed a swath, and the kicker could kick a field goal. That may be what we need to do. I know we see the snowball on the side, and first time I've seen that this year, thank goodness, but it's here again.
I'm waiting to see a snowmobile. Almost showed up with one today. Good job of tackling by the Warriors on that play. Dallas Rink in there. As was number 42, Wade McLaughlin. Third down for the Storm. Warriors should get the ball back in pretty good field position. Any kind of a run back, of course, would be a bonus. They should be fielding at the Lonnie Goodwin and Glenn Delancey are back at their own 30. That'll bounce to Delancey. Looking for some room on the outside. Delancey turns the corner. Gets popped by number 55. That is Rob Aver. So the Warriors with not bad field position.
Yeah, a bit of a surprise here. The Warriors sort of controlled the opening quarter here. Some long marches. Just unfortunate they haven't been able to come up with any points.
Delancey trying to make a spin move there and just got stopped by a couple of St. Albert tacklers. Good field position for the Comp, and see what they can do moving into the wind.
Ah, yes, the wind. First down, Stonehocker. From the shotgun. He's going to put it up on first down. Fakes once. Airs it out, looking for Gladue. That is picked off by number 35, Dean Rosel. Rosel down the sidelines. Inside the 40. 2 interceptions. Quarterback's having trouble throwing the ball in these conditions.
Unbelievable, going to the shotgun and in conditions like this, but the Comp obviously feeling either very confident in their passing game or not so confident in their running game. And right now it's hard to tell whether this is a Grand Prairie home game or a St. Albert home game. A lot of good representation from the St. Albert city by the sounds of it.
The thing is, the Warriors ran the ball very well in on their first possession. In fact, 4 or 5 running plays got them down to about the 10. They started to throw the ball. I guess they need a balanced attack. They want to put that in the minds of the Storm. Backfired a bit there in the last play. But it'll be second down for the Storm as their first down play. Gained only about a yard.
Well, getting back to that balanced attack, if you are going to throw the ball, you're still going to have to set it up with the run, so it's hard to believe why they go to the shotgun on first down. It's obviously a passing formation, and St. Albert can just sit back and pass coverage.
Lovig again. Flags on the play. That was a handoff to number 33, Danny Procu. Procu gain of about 6. So we'll see what the penalty is.
St. Albert running into penalty problems in this first half. The line holding or firing out too soon on that play. But the Comp dodging another bullet by the looks of it, and they'll force St. Albert into a second and long. We're in the first quarter of the provincial Tier 1 quarterfinal between the St. Albert Storm and the Comp Warriors. Brian Federick from CFGP and myself, Paul Thomas from CJXX, and Kevin Billing from the Herald Tribune stomping along the sidelines of this camera, getting some shots of the action. And it'll be second down and long for the Storm.
Lovig takes the snap. End around to number 22. That's Elbrecht. Good job. Gets to about the 20, short of the first down.
We're going to have to see what the Storm kicking game can do here, because they'll be forced into either a third down gamble or the likely field goal attempt. And in these conditions, like you say, Comp blowing 1 field goal already, it's pretty hard when you have to start handling the ball more than once, and that's what happens on these long snaps.
No doubt there is an art to long snapping. Actually seen a feature on it on a guy in the NFL. All he did was long snap. I believe it's for Miami.
Sometimes that's how some of these guys make the teams. I mean, it is definitely an art, and to be able to get the ball back consistently.
Albrecht caught all of that one, but it's wide. They'll concede the single point. Pretty good distance by Albrecht. Look at a strong leg on him. Caught all of it, but just shanked her a little wide.
Solid kick. He just pulled it to the left a little bit, and the Comp wisely deciding to go down in the end zone and give up the single point. Points are going to be a scarcity today, I think, but in a case like that, you don't want to be pinned down in your own end going into the wind in the first quarter, and being down 1 point isn't all that bad.
First down for the Warriors. Jeff Stonehocker. In at quarterback. Tim Skeen flanked left. It's a handoff. Fraser. Good gain, Fraser, up the middle.
That'll be a first down for the Comp. An excellent run by Fraser. He started off left and then cut back against the green and went for the about 11, 12-yard gain. And the Comp going back to the basics on that play, back to the running attack, and we'll see if they continue to do that up and down the field.
First and 10, Warriors. Stonehocker fakes a pitch, hands off inside to DeBolt. Gain of 2.
Good little play there. Stonehocker faking the pitch, handing off to DeBolt, going back the other way. He picks up 3 or 4 yards, and we bring up second down for the Comp.
Well, when is that dome being constructed? Is that in the near future?
Well, they've got the ADAC Center up now, so I think the next step, now that we have the Canada Winter Games, well, you know, you never know what's going to happen.
I'd kill for a gondola right now in a press box.
You'd be both, kid.
A flag on the play. Oh, and another flag on the play. As Tim Skeen takes a rip from one of the St. Albert Storm on the sideline. I believe that was number 68, Declan Braden, that laid the lick, but a couple of flags on the play.
Could see some offsetting penalties here. The second flag could have been a
Late hit. He was out of bounds.
late hit by the St. Albert team, but the other one looks like it was holding, and Skeen was trying to get around the corner. But the offsetting penalty should make another second down play for the Comp. Still looked pretty good on that play. I mean, they trying to run the ball and effectively getting out there against the St. Albert club. And the Warriors, I think, will have to stick to the basics in weather conditions like this. And it's something that they haven't been able to do all year, so it'll be interesting to see if the running game can hold up.
Of course, St. Joe Celtics are in action this afternoon as well. They are in Edmonton to play Ardrossan.
A rematch of last year's quarterfinal. Celtics won that one 19-0. Celtics, of course, the Mighty Peace Football League champions this year, defeating Glenmary in the final. Glenmary upsetting the Comp in the semis. That may be an added incentive for the Comp to do well in provincials by the fact that their regular season wasn't all that good, at least not up to expectations. And unfortunately, it looks like penalties going against the Comp, at least losing some yardage, and it'll make a second and long. So look for Stonehocker to go back to the air.
Celtics could go a long ways in the provincials. Very talented team.
You're right. Definitely, their running attack is possibly second to none in Tier 3, not knowing what Wainwright has as far as the club goes, but Celtics with an excellent chance at bringing home a provincial championship.
Second and long, Stonehocker. Handoff inside, pretty good gain. That was Mike DeBolt up the middle on the draw play. Good play, second down and long.
It was. A lot of times you just try and gain some field position, the other team looking past, and DeBolt making an excellent gain, giving the Comp a little better field position on the last play of the first quarter.
So 1-0 the score for the St. Albert Storm after quarter one. Both teams moving the ball effectively on the ground between the 20s, or neither successfully putting it in the end zone. Both tried field goals. St. Albert's was wide for the single point. The Comp blew the snap and didn't get a kick away at all.
Both teams playing the Willow type defense, bending but not breaking, and we'll have to see what happens in the second quarter with Comp moving with the wind, and they can get their offense, their passing game in high gear.
There's another bad snap. Darcy DeJong, the punter, gets a good kick away, however. All the way to the 45. That is number 31, Mark Karaki. Karaki down the sidelines. Saving tackle there by the punter. DeJong, as he got a chunk of Karaki to knock him down.
And good return for the St. Albert Storm, putting them inside the Comp Warrior end of the field, to be at the inside the 55 anyway. And excellent chance for the Storm to try and put some more points on the board.
Is there a penalty flag on the play?
Looks like there was. The Rick Gilson and company from the sideline yelling re-kick it, so I guess we'll have to do it all over again. The Storm may lose some of this excellent field position. Just one play into the second quarter in this provincial quarterfinal. Tier 1 variety. Comp Warriors trailing the St. Albert Storm 1-0 at the Leisure Center Fields here in Grand Prairie. 5-yard penalty against the Storm. The Comp will be re-kicking the offside call. And DeJong lined up again for the punt. A very cold, blustery, snowy day in Grand Prairie. The punt, the snap gets by DeJong. He picks it up, but he's not going to be going anywhere. Snowed under inside the 30-yard line by the St. Albert Storm. That was a case where a taken and accepted penalty went against the Comp. They lost about 30 yards in field position, and St. Albert with an excellent chance to put some more points on the board.
Yeah, exactly right, Paul. Despite the good run back by the Storm returner on the punt, they did get off. The Comp got a penalty and elected to re-kick him with the conditions. Fumbled another snap. Storm takes over in great field position inside the Warrior 30.
Lobig at quarterback behind center, first down at about the 25-yard line. Handoff up the middle. Good solid hits inside for the Comp. Darcy DeJong with a tackle. Be about a gain of 5. It'll bring up second down for the St. Albert Storm. They're at the Comp 19-yard line. They lead 1-0. Provincial quarterfinal. Lobig coming up to the line of scrimmage. I look for another handoff here on second down. Long count by Lobig. Handoff. And that should be good for another first down for the St. Albert Storm as they move inside the 20-yard line down to about the 15 of the Comp. Warriors going to have to put up a bit of a stand here to try and keep the Storm out of the end zone.
Again, that kicking game, the bad snap cost them. Lovig, the Storm quarterback, calling the signals. Hand off to Danny Prokue, the running back, number 33.
Just your basic dive play into the middle, effective on the first down play in the last series of downs for the St. Albert Storm. Gained about 3, maybe 4 yards there. Bring up second down, and now they're inside the 10-yard line, and it's time for the Comp Warriors to really put up a stand.
Comp defense looked good in practice this week coming into this game. They will be tested severely now. Pass up the middle, complete, touchdown. Storm. Chad Robinson, the tight end. It's a quick dump pass up the middle to Robinson.
Excellent play call for the St. Albert Storm. The Warriors looking run all the way, and the pass over the middle, and an excellent catch in these field positions. And he put up the ball, had to make a catch over his head, and he pulled it down and into the end zone. 7-0 Storm.
Going for the convert. Corey Albrecht, the running back, kicking. Handling the duties for the Storm. That is good. If not pretty, it was good.
Effective. I guess that's about the only way you could put that, but it's another point for the Storm, and the Warriors find themselves down by 8 points and going with the win. They're not out of this by any stretch of the imagination, but they're going to have to start moving the ball a little bit more. Stonehawker may have to go to the air. It's their most effective weapon. It has been this year. Running game not there, and they've been trying to establish the run, and St. Albert may be shutting them down a little more than they'd like.
I mean, the thing is, they did move the ball in the first quarter, so at least confidence shouldn't be hurting right now as far as the Warriors are concerned, because they know they can move the ball against a Storm defense.
No, you're right there. We're just being surrounded by all these St. Albert fans. Got to be careful what you say by the sounds of it, but they know the Warriors should be able to get some good field position out of this and see what Stonehawker can do.
Kick comes down to number 44. Kevin Maines runs her out to about the 47.
Stumbling, bumbling, as Chris Berman would say. Brought the ball out just outside the 45-yard line. Excellent return, actually. And the Warriors, good field position, and try and get back into this ball game.
8-0 Storm lead. We are in the second quarter. There's a pitch to Fraser. Cuts back up the middle. Met by a couple of Storm. 58 made initial contact. That's Jason Taves.
The good second effort by Fraser in that one. The initial contact made by the Storm, and Fraser bounced off, kept the legs driving, picked up 4 yards, bring up about a 2nd and 6.
Big defensive front four for the Storm. Big kids up there.
A lot of good size on this team. That's one thing they mentioned we're talking to Rick Gilson over the week, is that the Storm did have a mobile quarterback, and a quarterback that can throw the ball, and that they have a lot of size. And boy, he was dead on the mark there.
Great catch by Glenn Delancey. No good. Great effort by Delancey that turns into, instead of a great catch, but not a bad thrown ball.
Not bad at all. A good spiral by Stonehawker, and just a little bit out of the reach of Delancey. He tried to make an excellent diving catch, but the ball was trapped, and the officials right on the spot to wave it incomplete.
It's odd with quarterbacks, because I'm sure they're usually the best athletes on the team, or one of the best athletes. And when you're 16, 17 years old, how many athletes do you know that aren't mobile? It just, as they get older and perfect the sport, some quarterbacks just prefer to sit in the pocket, and as a result, they begin to not get mobile.
That's true. At this age, of course, most kids are very mobile, but here's a fake by the comp, and an excellent pass, but it's picked off. Number 31 for the Storm. Looked like he was out of bounds, but the play continues, and he brings it all the way inside the 40-yard line. Another big break for the Storm. The comp trying a little bit of razzle-dazzle, trying to get into this ball game.
That was a great play by Mark Karaki. He was back to receive the punt, and he was quick to respond. Not a bad pass either. That may have been a completion, and Karaki not stepped in front of that ball, but a big league play by Mark Karaki.
I think the... I'll trade you. No. Great. Thanks very much.
Good to see someone yelling and screaming today.
Oh, you betcha. That's the only way you can stay warm, is make noise and jump up and down. But the Storm on that one, that going back to that fake field goal, the fake punt, it was an excellent pass, but I think the comp receiver guilty of not coming back to the ball and waiting for it a little bit, and the Storm defender with an excellent play to react and step in front and pick up the ball.
Danny Procu, the ball carrier on the first down play, gained about 4 up the middle. It'll be 2nd and 6. Is the hood of this truck warm yet? I'm going to be sitting either in it or on it any minute now. There's a flag on the play. Danny Procu again, the ball carrier.
Calling his number a lot in this game, and he's been effective for the Storm. And I think this one will be offside against the comp. I think the play will stand. It'll be a first down for the Storm.
Number 61, Jason Edelston. A large lad. Just taking a look at him. He's a center for the Storm. He'll be lining up to snap the ball. What a big offensive line. There he is. Number 61. What do you think he goes? What, 6'4"? 260?
Yeah, that'd be a conservative estimate, sure. You got to wonder when kids are growing up in St. Albert, do they say to their mothers, "Mom, I want to be a Storm when I grow up"?
Corey Albrecht, the ball carrier on that play. Storm are moving the ball on the ground, and if they can take advantage of that interception and good return by Karaki, they could put the Warriors in a big hole heading into the second half.
You know, I almost wish it was the St. Albert Heat, because then maybe we would have had a better field conditions and a better weather forecast for today. But no, you're right. The St. Albert Club really moving the ball now, and the Warriors are reeling back on their heels. And this is a key possession for the Storm and for the Warriors. Storm put it in the end zone. This could be a long day for the comp.
Lovig calling the shots. Hand off to Albrecht. Found a hole up the middle. Still on his feet. Finally taken down inside the 5.
Excellent run by Albrecht. And the Storm right now, that big offensive line is just moving out, firing off the ball, and there's not much the comp is doing right at this point to try and stop them.
Well, you're right, that offensive line making all kinds of holes for their running backs.
It's just like 5 Mack trucks firing out off the line of scrimmage, and it's pretty hard to get in front of that without a shotgun and an axe, a pickaxe, or something.
It's gonna hurt all the more in the cold when you're stiff and you're... Well, here, let me punch you.
Yeah, thanks. No, I got hit with a puck the other night. That's all right.
Was it frozen?
Oh, yeah. My head wasn't, or it was after when they put it in stitches. But
Albrecht again. Good play there by the Warriors. That is number 32 making the initial contact, Jason Fields.
Jason Fields, another large character as far as the comp goes, trying to match up some kind of size on this line, and they just overnumbered the Storm blockers on that play. The Storm trying to go outside to the left, and the Warriors effectively shutting it down.
Lovig. Pitch to Albrecht. Still not in the end zone.
No signal. It looks like the Warriors holding tough, keeping him out of the end zone. The Storm, interesting to see what the call is here. Another Warrior player down on the play. But I think you're going to see the Storm try and put this one in the end zone and really try and take control of this ballgame.
What are we sitting at? Second down here?
Third down. Third down at the 1 yard line, and won't see any clouds of dust, but I think you'll see the Storm try and bang this one in again, unless they go to that little over-the-middle pass that they got the last touchdown on. And we'll see what the call is. They're going to have some time to think about it, because the Warrior player being helped off the field at the moment.
Tough play to defend, too, from that close to the goal line. You got a big end zone to work with, and that little dump up the middle. This little 4 or 5 yard pass doesn't spend a whole lot of time in the air, but it's tough to defend when you're in that tight and expecting to run.
Oh, and you are expecting the run. You also don't get the pass rush, so the quarterback does have a little more time to try and find a receiver. And like you say, with the big end zone, well, you can run around forever out there and try and get open.
And lib your way if you have to.
You're right, yeah. It's hard for the defensive backs to stay with the receivers. I'm not sure what the field is like as far as slippery conditions is, but boy, when it is slippery and snowy, it's the receiver definitely has an advantage because he knows where he's going. The defensive back doesn't.
Lovig on the quarterback keeper. He's in the end zone. Again, that offensive line for the Storm just creating a hole for the quarterback.
Well, they had 3 cracks from inside the 5 yard line, and it's pretty tough to try and stop them 3 times in a row. The Warriors trying valiantly to try and hold off the Storm, but St. Albert into the end zone, and the number 22 would try to add to the lead and make it 15-0.
Albrecht The last convert looked like a Nerf ball floating up there, but it was effective. This one looks a lot better, and it's still worth just as much. 1 point, 15-0, the Storm lead. We're in the second quarter. And the Warriors have an uphill battle, and it begins right away.
Yeah, you betcha. These fans have an uphill battle walking back and forth.
I guess Storm isn't killing them.
Thanks very much. But, yeah, the Warriors are in tough. The St. Albert team, we expected them to be strong, and it looked like the Warriors for the first quarter were feeling their oats a little bit and staying with this club, but now the Storm seem to have taken over here in the second quarter, and we say Jeff Stonehawker's really behind the 8 ball now to try and get things going.
They're a strong club. No surprise, they're the number 4 ranked team. I'd like to see the number 1 ranked team. Storm's a good football team.
You're right. They beat a Salisbury team that played the comp in last year's provincial playoffs, so you got to know that this Storm team is fired up and ready to play some ball.
Mike DeBolt, the ball carrier, got to about the 45 before being gang tackled. Chris Coughlin and Dave Gronowski in on the tackle for the Storm.
Yeah, the snow keeps falling and the wind keeps blowing and the temperature keeps falling, and
The broadcasters keep freezing.
you're right. Wish I had about 3 more layers of boots on my feet or something. At least pulled out the thermals today. That's one thing I wasn't going to leave the house without, and I'm sure these players are going to really start feeling the cold. They'll appreciate when that halftime gun goes off.
Gain of about 6 for the Warriors on first down play.
I'm deserting you for 5 minutes.
Sure. Fine. Be 2nd and 4 for the Warriors. Stonehawker fakes a handoff and then is buried by number 45, Sean DeBrun. Linebacker was blitzing. Fake handoff. Did not fool anybody. Stonehawker turned around and was met face to face with DeBrun, who made no mistake, buried the quarterback for a big loss and a 3rd down again. Warriors offense beginning to sputter a bit. They've had trouble with the snap all day long. I'll try it again here with a punt. It's a better snap. Good kick by DeJong. Number 31 on the run back. That's Mark Karaki, who had a big interception earlier this quarter. Set up the 2nd touchdown for the Storm. First and 10 for St. Albert. Spun the ball at the Storm's 45, 1st and 10.
3-minute warning. Both sides receiving it from the official, and players, I'm sure, looking forward to jumping into a warm dressing room and at the half. Here's a Storm play, a pass, a long pass, and it's complete.
Sean Anderson breaking that long all the way to the 15-yard line. That's another big league play. These Storm have some major league plays in their arsenal, and they're using them today.
Oh, just a fantastic pass, perfect pass down the sideline, and Anderson all the way down the sideline, and that takes the ball inside the 20 again, and the Warriors reeling at this point, in danger of going down by 22 going into the halftime intermission.
What are they going to have to do to stop the bleeding?
Oh, I don't know. It's hard. This St. Albert team is big, they're talented, and right now their offense is just clicking on all cylinders, and Stonehawker's offense is just not working.
There's one overthrown. It'll be 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 for the Storm. Looks like they'll come up with at least a few points out of this field position. And I think that's basically, we're talking about it. The Warriors haven't looked all that bad. It's just that the Storm has taken advantage of some field position and made a few big plays.
Well, that's it, Paul. The Storm, as you say, has had some good field position as a result of turnovers, and it seems every time they get within smelling distance of the goal line, they got the killer instinct and they put it across, whereas the Warriors, well, they've stumbled when they've had the field position.
Sign of a championship team. Smell that goal line and you go for it.
Yeah, well, a team doesn't go 8-0 playing against the best high school football teams down Edmonton way and not deserve it. Like some of those kids out there, they're 6'4", 6'5", 250 pounds. We've got some university ball players out there, it looks like.
You're right. I'm sure the scouts strong numbers of scouts out to watch Edmonton high school football, and as I'm sure if you stick around and watch the Grand Prairie teams too. I know the St. Joe's team being in Edmonton today, I think a few of the guys there will be taken a good look at by some of the Edmonton universities and colleges.
Lined up for the field goal. Stop. It's good.
Solid kick for the Storm, number 36, putting it through the uprights. That makes the score 18-0 for the St. Albert Storm late in the first half. Provincial quarterfinal, Tier 1, and the Warriors don't come up with something at the half and come out firing in the second half, the season will be over.
Yeah, well, you know, the Warriors, they had to run at it last year going all the way to the semifinals in the Tier 1. High school football is really cyclical. You get a team with a lot of grade 12s or kids in their 4th year of high school, and you're bound to go a long way. But then you lose some of them, and it's back to a bit of a rebuilding campaign. And if this is rebuilding for the Warriors, well, they got nothing to be ashamed of. They had a heck of a season, and here they are in provincial quarterfinals, and they're not being run off the field. It's easy to see which is the better team on the field today.
You're right there. St. Albert Storm obviously proving that they belong in the provincial playoffs, and 18-0 lead late in the first half, and kicking off again to the Comp Warriors. Good kickoff to the right. That'll be Darcy DeJong with the ball. Straight up the field. Good downfield coverage. Be about the 43-44 yard line for the Warriors. Just a couple of minutes left in this first half for the Warriors to try and get on the board and try and prevent St. Albert from regaining possession. I think is just as big, and because Grand Prairie can't afford to give up any more points.
Yeah, I don't want to be counting the Warriors out of it. I mean, I've seen Jeff Stonehocker do some amazing things in the past couple of years, and 18 points isn't an insurmountable lead. But as you say, Paul, if Grand Prairie does turn the ball over to the Storm again and they get another score on the board, I think it might be just a bit too much to hope for anybody to come back from.
Stonehocker with the pitch. I believe that's Fraser around the left side. Good gain, 6-7 yards was Mike DeBolt. 6 or 7 yards for the Comp. Brings up a second down. The clock keeps running.
Warriors started off good. They ran the ball on that first possession. They received it up from the opening kickoff, ran it all the way down to the 10. They sputtered right for the field goal, and the snap was blowing. But since that time, Storm's defense has really tightened up. The Warriors' offense is having its troubles. There's a pitch to Fraser. Nowhere to run for Shane Fraser. Good second effort. Number 4, Storm trying to take him down, and Fraser almost got himself a first down on all that.
Another excellent run for Fraser. We've seen him do that all year. The legs keep driving and full of taking tackles. Wasn't not the biggest player on the field, but a lot of heart, a lot of effort, and bring up a 3rd and short. And it's decision time again for Coach Rick Gilson and the rest of that Comp Warrior coaching staff.
I say you got to go for it. You can't keep giving up the ball to this Storm offense.
You're right. You're absolutely right, and I think that's exactly the way the coaches feel about it. Jeff Stonehocker, interesting to see the play call here when they look for a pitch somewhere around the left side.
Fake handoff. First down.
Interesting call there. Number 52 of the Warriors ending up with the ball. That is Brian Oliphant, an offensive lineman. And bit of an end around misdirection play for the Warriors. An excellent call. And big play takes them inside the Storm half of the field, trying to get on the board late in this first half, trailing 18-0.
That's a play we probably won't see again, but it was safe for exactly a time like that. Third down and short, and you know, with the Storm's defense playing as it was, Warriors needed a little new blood in their play selection, and they got that.
Well, exactly. And in Nebraska a few years ago, watching a New Year's Eve or New Year's night, pulling off a fumble-rooski play, something similar to that, where the offensive lineman grabs the ball off the ground and runs for a first down. But in this play, it's just a straight end around, and it worked well for the Comp.
There's Stonehawker, a pitch to DeBolt. Gain of about 3. 2nd and 7. We were late in the first half. 15-0. St. Albert Storm leading the Comp Warriors.
Well, the running game eating up that clock, and Stonehawker trying to get the guys into the huddle in a hurry and trying to get them lined up and move down the field. And nice drive put together here, where there's a St. Albert team in a bit of a prevent defense at this point, which we all know prevents you from winning in a lot of cases. But Comp doing a good job moving the ball, and Stonehawker now back in the shotgun.
Stonehawker airing it out. He is going deep for Lonnie Goodwin. The pass, what a catch by Lonnie Goodwin. An outstanding catch by Goodwin inside the 10.
What a great play for the Comp, and that's going to give them a lot of confidence if they can get this thing into the end zone from inside the 10. Lonnie Goodwin just beat the defender, got behind the defensive backs, and that's something you just can't afford to do when you've got an 18-0 lead late in the second half, is let a receiver get behind you. That's exactly what the St. Albert club just did.
Great concentration, too. He caught that, not exactly over his shoulder, but it was a well-thrown ball by Stonehawker, and just a great catch by Goodwin. Kind of reach behind him. Shoulder height. There's it. Close to the goal line was Shane Fraser. Not in the end zone, however, so it'll be 2nd and goal.
Fraser and the rest of this Comp offense fired up, smelling that goal line now. They've only been there once in this first half, and a missed field goal attempt took them away from any points. And here, I think they have to come away with a touchdown here. Anything else would be a disappointment and a real letdown going into the halftime intermission.
Yeah, but conversely, a touchdown here, and that might be just the thing to get the Warrior offense clicking, and we might see a game of it in the second half.
Nowhere to go on the quarterback keeper for Stonehawker. He lost yardage. And that play definitely backfired on him.
Not a good play call for the Comp there. Stonehawker, the St. Albert linebacker on that side of the field, stayed home and did exactly what he was supposed to do, shut down the quarterback coming to that side, and Stonehawker had nowhere to go.
Timeout, minute flag is up.
Yeah, minute flag's up. Warriors knocking on the door here, but they've been here before and came away with nothing. We'll see what happens when this timeout is over and the Warriors take to the field again.
Third down and goal facing the Composite High Warriors. They trail 18-0. Final minute of the first half. Quarterfinal provincial football action from Leisure Center Field.
A cold Leisure Center Field.
Got that right.
From the home of the 1995 Canada Winter Games.
Any way we could show this in Red Deer?
Here we go. Play selection has been decided upon by the offense. And we'll see what they have in store. Third down and goal. They've got a little bit of ground to cover. That last play, they lost a few yards.
Yeah, it looks like they got about 12 yards to go. They're going through the whole shooting match here. Stonehawker takes the snap.
He fakes. He's looking in the end zone. Knocked away. Great play. There's a Storm player still down. And that hurt as far as the Warriors are concerned.
Good play call by the Comp. Stonehawker rolling left, the receiver rolling with them. The pass just a little bit behind and allowed the St. Albert defender to jump in and knock the ball away. And for the Warriors, that's emotionally, it really has to hurt, because instead of being on the board, it looks like you're going to go into the half trailing 18-0, and against a team the size and the skill of the St. Albert club, boy, it could be tough.
Blown opportunity number 2 for the Warriors. They could very easily be in this game had they put the ball in the end zone. Both times they were inside the 10. They failed to come away with any points on either of those opportunities, however.
Well, that's the difference between this comp team and last year's comp team. Last year's Warriors team, when they were inside the 20-yard line, it was pretty hard to keep them out of the end zone. And this year, they tend to stall in there, and it's been a problem all year and hurt them against Glen Mary, and it's continuing to hurt them in this quarterfinal.
Yeah, that's right, Paul. The Warriors hate to quit harping on it, but just as Brian said, they've had the ball inside the Storm 10-yard line twice and come away with no points. You're not going to win very many provincial Tier 1 football games with that kind of offense.
Good play with the Warriors defense on that play. That should be close to the end of the first half. 18-0, the Storm lead. Maybe time for one more play.
Warriors with a chance to take a punt back here. Lonnie Goodwin back. Looks like the Warriors will be sending 11 men and try and get a piece of this ball, and maybe get a block and try and get some points that way. Another big play for the comp, try and get something going just before the end of this half.
Goodwin back to receive this kick. Of course, he made that outstanding grab inside the 10 on the last set of plays for the Warriors. They failed to put her in the end zone, however.
Goodwin been probably the best player on the field for the Warriors today. He also made an interception earlier in the first half, and he's having a solid game. Unfortunately, a lot of the Warriors aren't.
Yeah, Goodwin's really come into his own this year. Feeling a bit of the thunder away from the Warriors' better-known receivers like Pat Gladue and Glenn Delancey. And the last half of the season, I think Goodwin's been the Warriors' biggest threat.
That should be the final play of the first half, and it is. So we head to the locker room with the St. Albert Storm leading by a score of 18-0. We'll be back with second half action after this. We're doing this half.
With 20 pounds for the headlines, stay for the
Tier 1 quarterfinal, Leisure Center Fields, cold, blustering, miserable, snowy, you name it, but we're here. Paul Thomas, CJXX, Brian Federer from CFGP, still warming up in the truck, and Kevin Billing from the Herald Tribune. And Kevin, you mentioned to me that this could be the last half of football for the year in Grand Prairie, and I think if you're a comp Warrior, it's a little bit of an incentive. I know a few of these guys in their last years of a high